Going on, Falcon fans? It's your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. So today we're going to talk about some unfortunate news for the Atlanta Falcons losing our punt returner in Avery Williams, and Atlanta Falcons still making roster move, bringing in another defensive lineman from the Pittsburgh Steelers. So guys, before we get into that, if you have not already, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that notification bell so you know that I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys like to hear that talk about. And please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come in and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So like I said, guys, we talk about some unfortunate news we got from Arthur Smith today about Avery Williams. It was what I reported on Friday at the first look OTA practice at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I saw Avery Williams come out to practice with a non-contact injury. Had to be helped off the field. Hoping it wasn't what we feared, but it actually was. He seemed like he has a torn ACL, which he's due to have surgery tomorrow. Potentially, probably out for the remainder of the season. So that really, like I said, is unfortunate news for these Atlanta Falcons. Avery Williams led the league last year in punt return yardage at 16.9 yards per return. Also, I really believe that they was going to utilize Avery this year a little bit more in the passing game as well, to help substitute some of our lack of receivers. Like I said, veteran receivers that we got at those spots. So, but when somebody else goes out, that's why you go out and get depth. So when we're looking at the punt returner position, Arthur Smith mentioned guys like Mike Hughes, D. Alford, Penny Hart, and Josh Ali will fill in for those roles. And this what I mean by depth, guys. When you got depth on your team, injury is going to happen in the NFL. Unfortunately, that's what happens. You don't want it to happen to some of your best guys and things like that. But it's just the nature of the beast. And like I said, I'm not going to wood again because we don't want any injuries to some of our really, really key guys on this team this year, because I like what the Falcons got going on. However, you got to have depth in certain positions. And having a guy like Avery Williams goes down really, like in my opinion, kind of hurt the special teams from the standpoint of punt return. But if you call Mike Hughes at UCF, he was really good returner there, so maybe he can step in. D. Alford has the ability to do that as well, along with, like I said, Penny Hart and Josh Ali. So these guys going to fill in. Hopefully, we can see these guys take over the helm and don't miss a beat of the things that Avery Williams was able to do in these past couple seasons for the Atlanta Falcons. Expect Avery Williams to come back 100% next season and be ready to go, but somebody else is going to definitely have a chance to prove themselves and have an opportunity on this 53-man roster in this upcoming year, and we'll just have to see who that will be. Also in today's news, if you can see that the Atlanta Falcons have signed Carlos Davis from the Pittsburgh Steelers, 7th round from those guys in 2020. Only played in 12 games for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Has a total of 12 career tackles. 3 of those are for a loss, and he has 1 sack. So, another guy that they're bringing in to compete on the defensive line. In a corresponding move, the Atlanta Falcons released Jalen Dalton, a guy that played, pretty well for the Falcons last year in spot minutes, especially after Taquan Graham went down, but he actually took an injury as well in week 11 against Chicago Bears. So a guy that they had brought over from the New Orleans Saints. So the Falcons waive Jalen Dalton and bring in Carlos Dunlap, a guy who's 6'2", 320 pounds, can come in and compete, like I said, at that D tackle position. Need another big body there. I like his pedigree because he comes from Pittsburgh. I love the way their defensive line plays. So if he learned anything from that organization, to bring that toughness and that mentality to Atlanta, that could be a good thing. Even if, he's just going up against our offensive line each day, making those guys better. So you have to love the Falcons keep and continue to make moves on this roster, bringing in competition throughout the board. So one man goes down, another guy just come in. So you love to see the moves that the Atlanta Falcons continue to make. They have one more day or OTAs before they get into mandatory minicamp that's going to start on the 9th. And then, of course, guys, we're going to go into a complete dead time in the NFL, for teams where players and coaches go on a little vacation before they get the start of the season. Hopefully these guys, stay, in shape, probably take a week off from these OTAs and stuff like that and get right back in and get ready to go for the season, getting ready for training camp. So some of the notes from the AtlantaFalcons.com today, from Tori McElhaney, writing about some of the things that's been going on today at Falcons OTAs. Is on kick returns, they're working on special teams today. We had some of the younger guys out there. This is time to test and see what some of these guys got. They had our first round pick, Bijan Robinson, returning kicks today. I don't know if he did that at Texas. I would have to go back and see. But of course, that would be dynamic to see him break tackles there. However, I would rather him not do that because I want to see him play more on the offensive side and utilize him that way. Plus, Cordell Patterson, I think, has kickoff return things locked down. Keelan Harris as well, running back Carlos Washington Jr., and wide receiver Zay Malone. All those guys playing, like I said, that kickoff return, young guys out there getting their chops in during this OTA period. This is where you can actually go out and see what young guys got, see where they might fit in, see if they going to fit some of the things you want them to do. Other guys that she mentioned today, Slade Bolden, guy that came from Alabama, never really got an opportunity to get on the field. He was picked up by the Baltimore Ravens, but never played for those guys because he got injured. But coming in, could Slade Bolden be the next Jared Bernhardt? Come in, had a couple of good plays today on 7-on-7, making big plays on touchdowns from catching from Taylor Heineke, and made a miraculous catch as well on a tip ball by Cordell Hodge. So could Slade Bolden actually go out and make some plays? This is where these times you shine, guys, because when you're trying to make a roster, you're going to have to do big things to actually get yourself on a roster, and we'll have to see if Slade Bolden can be that guy. Next, D'Angelo Malone. Interestingly, where they're going to be playing him at. They talk about putting him at the jack position in this defense. Of course, if you're looking at the players on the outside linebacker, you have guys like Armor Katie, guy like Lorenzo Carter, Bud Dupree, a little bit bigger than D'Angelo Malone. I was considering putting him at middle linebacker. I don't know if he ever played that. I know he has a motor out of this world, can definitely get to the quarterback. But, being in this system that Ryan Nielsen is going to be playing, where would he like to fit D'Angelo Malone? And today they had him playing that jack position. So we'll definitely have to see how that will transpire going into training camp. See if they continue to put him there, or would they put him back on the end and try to get after the quarterback on pass rush downs. And then last but not least, one thing she mentioned was the matchup between Jeff Okudah and Drake London. That matchup's definitely going to be exciting. Get to see those guys. This one thing I can say about this training camp, I think it's going to be really competitive to the point where everybody's going to be tested, all through offense side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. Arthur Smith mentioned today during his press conference, he can't wait to see Ryan Nielsen against Dwayne Ledford. It's going to be really good to see that matchup, those offensive line, defensive line going at it, because our defensive line is much improved and our offensive line is not going to back down. So that matchup going at it week in, week out through training camp is really going to be good. And that it's my opinion, is the definition of iron sharpening iron. So you got to love that those competitions gonna be, but the competition between the receivers and cornerbacks is definitely gonna be something to watch. We seen AJ last year going up against Drake. Want to see Jeff Okudah going up against Drake as well, and all the other guys. But from what we've been hearing throughout these OTAs, Jeff Okudah has been making his presence known, and can we say hopefully he can live up to that number 3 overall pick, and that could definitely be a great quarterback tandem on both sides. On the right and left side for our cornerback room, and then depending on who wins that slot, the secondary could definitely be something to look at this going into this season. So guys, let me know about what you think about Avery Williams' injury, him going down for the season. Which guy do you think is going to actually come in and replace him at that punt return position? My money probably is on Mike Hughes right now. We'll just have to see. I do like D. Alford as well, but I'm looking at Mike Hughes and see that he might be the guy. And then what do you think about the signing of Carlos Davis and the release of Jalen Dalton? Guys, this is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.